The jagged mountains of Velder 7 pierced the sky like ancient titans frozen in time. The air crackled with static electricity, a prelude to the fierce storms that lashed the land without mercy. Dense forests of twisted, sinewy trees hid predators with claws like daggers and eyes that glowed an eerie, hungry green. This was the realm of death, where only the strongest dared to tread. Amidst this chaos, Captain Zara Velasquez stood tall, her gaze steely as she surveyed the perilous landscape. Leading a team of colonists, she ventured deeper into the wilds, seeking a new water source vital for their survival. The sun hung low, casting long shadows that seemed to mock their every step. "Stay alert," Zara commanded, her voice steady despite the tension that gripped them all. Her team, seasoned by countless battles with the planet's hazards, nodded grimly. Each carried scars, both visible and hidden, earned through their relentless struggle against the Deathworld. As they approached a rocky outcrop, a low growl echoed through the air. Zara's heart quickened, but her face remained a mask of calm. From the shadows, a massive predator emerged, its fangs dripping with venom. The creature's eyes locked onto them, promising a swift, brutal end. "Formation B," Zara ordered, and her team moved with practiced precision. Spears and makeshift shields raised, they prepared for the inevitable clash. The beast lunged, but Zara was quicker. With a swift motion, she plunged her spear into its side, a primal scream tearing from her lips. The predator faltered, blood staining the ground. Her team closed in, finishing the job. As the creature lay still, Zara allowed herself a moment to breathe. They had survived another day on Velder 7, but the cost was high, and the fight was far from over. In the back of her mind, a familiar ache reminded her of her brother, taken too soon by this merciless world. His memory fueled her resolve. This was their home, and they would endure. For every life lost, they grew stronger, more determined. Velder 7 was a death world, but it was also a proving ground, and Captain Zara Velasquez was determined to conquer it. Chapter 2, Federation Interference. The hum of the Federation shuttle broke the eerie silence of Velder 7's twilight. Its sleek, metallic form descended from the sky, casting long shadows over the colonists' settlement. Captain Zara Velasquez stood at the edge of the landing zone, her arms crossed, eyes narrowed in suspicion. The shuttle's doors hissed open, and Ambassador Zorthan emerged, flanked by a cadre of aides. Tall and imposing, with a face etched by countless diplomatic battles, Zorthan's gaze swept over the colony with thinly veiled disdain. The air between him and Zara crackled with unspoken tension. "Captain Velasquez," Zorthan intoned, his voice smooth but cold. "I trust you're aware of the Federation's concerns regarding your continued presence on this hostile planet." Zara stepped forward, her chin held high. "We're aware, Ambassador. But we're not leaving. Velder 7 is our home." Zorthan's eyes narrowed. "Your resilience is commendable, Captain, but the Federation deems this world too dangerous for human habitation. We propose an immediate evacuation." Murmurs of dissent rippled through the gathered colonists. Zara clenched her fists, struggling to keep her temper in check. "With all due respect, Ambassador, we've faced these dangers every day. We've adapted, survived, and even thrived. Abandoning our home is not an option." Zorthan's lips curled into a thin smile. "Stubbornness is a human trait, it seems. But this isn't a matter of pride, Captain. It's a matter of survival." The meeting continued, a clash of wills and ideals. Zara's team watched with bated breath as their leader defended their right to stay. She spoke of the colony's achievements, the bonds they had forged, and the progress they had made. Yet, beneath her steadfast exterior, doubt gnawed at her. Could they truly convince the Federation to see their perspective? As the sun dipped below the horizon, the debate reached an impasse. Zorthan promised to reconsider, but his skepticism remained evident. The shuttle departed, leaving a heavy silence in its wake. That night, Zara gathered her team. Around a flickering fire, she voiced her fears and hopes. We're fighting for more than just our lives. She said, her voice soft but resolute. We're fighting for our right to carve out a future here, on our terms. The colonists nodded, their resolve hardening. They were no strangers to hardship, and this was just another challenge to overcome. Velder 7 had tested them, but it had also made them stronger. And they would not surrender that strength to anyone, not even the Federation. The skies above Velder 7 darkened with an ominous, swirling mass of storm clouds. Zara Velasquez stood on the ridge overlooking the colony, her eyes scanning the horizon. The wind howled, carrying the scent of rain and danger. She turned to her team, her voice steady despite the growing tension. Prepare for the worst. As they secured equipment and reinforced shelters, a massive bolt of lightning split the sky, followed by a deafening crash of thunder. The storm had arrived with a ferocity unmatched. Torrential rain pounded the ground, turning paths into rivers and making the rocky terrain even more treacherous. In the midst of the chaos, Ambassador Zorthan and his delegation emerged from their shuttle, struggling against the gale. Zara rushed to meet them, her voice barely audible over the storm. We need all hands on deck. Follow my lead. Zorthan hesitated, then nodded, recognizing the urgency. Together, humans and aliens fought the elements, securing supplies and aiding those in need. Zara's leadership shone as she directed the efforts with precision and calm, her every command ensuring the safety of her people. A sudden landslide, triggered by the relentless rain, threatened the colony's main water supply. Rocks and debris tumbled down, smashing into the pipeline. Zara, without hesitation, led a group to divert the flow and repair the damage. Among them was Zorthan, his skepticism giving way to admiration as he witnessed the colonists' resolve and ingenuity. Zara. A voice shouted through the storm. It was Liam, one of her closest allies. We need more hands to hold the barrier. Zara and Zorthan joined the struggle, their combined strength just enough to stabilize the failing structure. As they worked side by side, Zara glimpsed a moment of respect in Zorthan's eyes, a silent acknowledgement of the human spirit. Hours later, as the storm began to subside, the colony stood battered but intact. Exhausted, Zara surveyed the scene. The colonists were drenched and bruised but alive. Their determination unbroken. They had faced the storm and emerged victorious, a testament to their resilience. Zorthan approached Zara, his expression softened by the ordeal. Captain Velasquez, today I've seen what your people are capable of. Perhaps I underestimated you. Zara wiped the mud from her face, her eyes blazing with pride. We may be Deathworlders, Ambassador, but we're survivors. We won't give up that easily. As the first light of dawn broke through the clouds, a sense of unity and mutual respect filled the air. The colonists had proven their worth, not just to the Federation, but to themselves. And with each challenge, they only grew stronger. The morning sun cast a golden glow over the battered colony, illuminating the resilience etched into every repaired structure and weary face. Captain Zara Velasquez stood at the heart of the settlement, watching her people rebuild with a mixture of pride and exhaustion. The storm had tested them, but they had emerged stronger. Ambassador Zorthan approached, his demeanor transformed by the night's ordeal. Captain Velasquez, he began, his voice carrying a newfound respect. Your people have shown remarkable fortitude. The Federation will reconsider our stance on Velder 7. Zara met his gaze, her eyes fierce and determined. This is our home, Ambassador. We've earned the right to stay. Zorthan nodded. Indeed, you have. The Federation will provide the resources and support you need to ensure your colony's future. Your resilience is an asset to the galaxy. As Zorthan and his delegation prepared to depart, the colonists gathered for a moment of reflection. Zara stood before them, her heart swelling with gratitude and pride. We've faced every challenge this world has thrown at us, she said, her voice clear and strong. We've lost loved ones and endured hardships. But we've never given up. Today, we've proven that we are more than survivors, we are conquerors. The colonists cheered, their spirits lifted by Zara's words. Among them, Liam stepped forward, a smile breaking through the dirt and exhaustion. To Captain Zara, our leader and our hope. Zara's eyes shimmered with emotion as she looked at her people. This victory is ours, together. We honor those we've lost by forging ahead, stronger than ever. As the Federation shuttle lifted off, leaving behind a promise of support and a newfound alliance, Zara took a moment to herself. She walked to a quiet spot overlooking the valley, the place where her brother had fallen. Kneeling, she placed a hand on the earth, feeling the pulse of the planet beneath her fingers. "This is for you, Elias," she whispered, her voice breaking. "We've made it. We're not just surviving, we're living, thriving, and building a future." Rising, Zara turned back to the colony, her resolve unwavering. Velder 7 was no longer just a death world, it was their world, a testament to human resilience and spirit. And with every sunrise, they would continue to conquer its challenges, forging a path forward, one step at a time.